DISSCo stands for the Distributed System of Scientific Collections, so that's DISSCo with double S and not single S. That's a consortium of 170 natural history museums throughout 23 countries in Europe. And we are harmonizing and making all this data, which consists of 1.5 billion objects, digitally available through a central portal. So there will be a one-stop shop to all the natural science collections in Europe. DISSCo entered the S3 roadmap in 2018 when the preparatory phase project started. We are almost closing the preparatory phase project now, and then we'll start developing and constructing the infrastructure. The infrastructure will be a central portal to the 1.5 billion objects in Europe, but that's not the central access point for the users of the infrastructures. That will be the e-services which will be put on top of the infrastructures. So, and that includes ELVIS, that's the European Loans and Visit Systems. Next to ELVIS, we're having UCAS, which is a very important infrastructure for the users of DISSCo. It stands for the Unified Curation and Annotation System. And that actually allows the users to add information to the specimens, and which will be persistently linked to the different specimen objects. Well, DISSCo has a very large audience of users. So, well, it was founded by the taxonomic institutes in Europe, so it will have a very large taxonomic science user base. So you, as a scientist, as a taxonomic scientist, you will have access to all the specimens of your taxa of interest. But additionally, all the ecologists, of course, are very important users of the infrastructure as well, because all these physical specimens also represent functional traits. They represent historical data, so baseline data. So if you want to do any restoration project, you can go back to the specimen data. The specimens hold sequence data, so you can derive barcodes, DNA barcodes, full genome sequences from these specimens. That allows phylogenetic reconstructions, evolutionary studies, and so on. So the user community of DISSCo potentially is very large.